Welcome back. The North Dakota high school football season had some interesting twists and turns this past week. Here to recap it all is our own Jody Norstedt. And Jody, the big headline from Friday was Shanley stunning St. Mary's, but there was another big showdown at the Bismarck Community Bowl on Saturday.
Yeah, Kelly, the top 5 showdown between Century and Minot was a big one in the WDA this week. The Patriots trying to keep pace with Bismarck as the only 2 unbeatens in WDA play. Minot trying to upset the second-ranked team in the state and jump back into the title race in the WDA. I thought this one would be close between 2 of the better teams in the conference, but Century really looked like the better team from the start. Jacob Olson to Casey Foss for the scores. It's 7-zip Patriots. Later in the quarter, Levi Rocky starts his defensive highlight reel with this interception. He hangs on to it even though he gets crushed by his own teammate. That sets up this. Nathan Kraft on the very next play on the pitch, 14-zip Century after one. The Patriots make a statement with a 38-7 win and a dominant defensive performance.
I'm really proud of our boys for stepping up defensively. Last year defensively, we didn't play to our full potential. So it's nice this year that we're finally getting some shutouts, and really proud of our boys.
When I was a sophomore and junior, it was awesome to look up to our seniors, and they really pounded this into our brain that we can be state champions, and we just want that to be our goal, and we know we can do it if we work hard enough.
The big one in the WDA this week will be Legacy at Bismarck High. For more of a recap, let's take a look at our top performers from this past week. Fargo South's Tanner DuBois was slinging it on Friday against Grand Forks Central. The senior QB passed for 375 yards and 6 touchdowns to 4 different players, and he needed every single one of them. The first one going to this guy, Tanner Beaton, who just announced his commitment to the University of Sioux Falls football team today. Getting back to the game, though, Central actually mounted an incredible comeback and led 38-35 with just over a minute to play. But it only took a minute for DuBois and that quick strike offense to score the game winner. DuBois hit Dawson Weisenberger for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Boy, that connection has been absolutely deadly this year. The next name on the list is Shanley's Caleb Chrisman, who helped the Deacons finally knock off their nemesis St. Mary's for the first time since 2002. This 60-yard touchdown run was a statement made by the big physical running back in the 17-14 win. Everyone that played in the Wahpeton Devils Lake 6 overtime thriller deserves to be on this list, but we'll spotlight Aaron Dykey, the Wahpeton running back who carried the ball 41 times, scoring 5 touchdowns in the top 5 win for the Huskies. Next is Langdon Edmore Munich wide receiver Anthony Economy, who hauled in 5 passes for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead the Cardinals past Carrington in a 4-versus-5 matchup. Look at this stat line for Beulah's Derek Furby, 3 for 3 passing for 113 yards and 3 touchdowns, 91 rushing yards and a score on the ground, and he hauls in a touchdown pass. Unbelievable, a trio of touchdowns, and all those yards make Jamison Fettig of Napoleon a top performer. Richland's Cole Myers passes for 407 touchdowns, unreal. Marcus Hughes of Thompson with 212 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns and a win over 5th-ranked North Prairie. And Finley Sharon Hope Page gets a huge 300-plus yard rushing day from Jack Irie. No room for Oak Grove's Ben Hogarth, but he did have another 200-yard rushing performance to go with 22 tackles. Meanwhile, the game ball is going to a record-breaking tandem. West Fargo QB Andy Gravdahl and wide receiver Jacob Faircloth get the nod after their performance against Fargo North. Gravdahl captured the single-game passing yards record with 400, the total offense record with 419 yards, and he ran his career passing yards total to 2,650, which broke Evan Farman's record of 2,509 set back in 2003. He also threw 3 touchdowns. 2 of those scores went to Jacob Faircloth, who totaled 12 catches and 165 yards, both new single-game highs in the Packer record books. This West Fargo team is literally rewriting the record books. They appear to be on a mission to reach the state title game for the first time since winning it all in back-to-back years in 2002 and 2003. Kelly, right now, I don't see anyone slowing them down.
I don't know if I do either. Andy Gravdahl, those Packers are impressive. All right, well, thanks, Jody. Well, when we come back, we head to the prep football fields in South Dakota where Jason Andera breaks down the weekend's action and hands out his game ball. Later after that, a head-to-head showdown with some entertaining questions. This is Midco Sports Tonight.